get this party started. Ooh. Booty, 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 booty. Emo Chicken, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. We're just gonna give a couple more minutes. I know it's kind of late for a lot of people. It's late even for me, but it's just a deck building stream. I'm gonna try out an old muscle that I have pulled and probably torn many eons ago. And by many eons ago, I mean like 2 or 3 years ago. Quinn, thank you for the lurk. Dismayer, we're going to start off with Mimeoplasm, Revered One. I've seen out of the 400 lists on EDH Rec and a handful of them from Moxfield, I haven't been too impressed, so I'm going to try to put my own Joe spin on it. Spit on that thing. Hawk Tour. Welcome, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining on a Wednesday. It's chilly over here. Chilly, chilly. Hashaton for higher power. Yeah. Hashaton just screams high power commander. Like, I'll be honest, you can build a bracket 1 or bracket 2 Hashaton. I'm still not going to trust that shit off rip because it is so easy in Magic to discard, especially in Esper colors with zero cost or drawback. But yeah, Hashaton, I just don't trust anybody that says like they're a quote-unquote casual Hashaton deck. Like, I have to see it to believe it kind of thing. But good on you though. I'm not judging you because that's dope. But yeah, good on you though. If we're being real. I do enjoy Hashaton, that being said. I am a filthy enjoyer of Hashaton decks, not gonna lie. Sounds like my Zera on a bicycle deck. Alright, we're gonna run the intro video and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Joe, the Joho Vega, one of your new hosts. Hi, hello, welcome back to MTG Lexicon, your home for filthy Bruin Commander, casual Commander content. Got it on the first try. We're not drunk tonight. I am the sober one. I'm the designated driver of the group, and I'm also the one who has to clean up all the throw up from the car the morning after. So, with that being said, we are building a deck. So, recently, as everybody knows, Eighth Drift came out. I'd been talking to the hosts about what to do with the actual product that's come out, because nothing really popped out except for a couple of cards, which I have picked up singles. Filthy Bruin, that's right, Jen. Hey, Filthy Casual. Shout out to Jen and Donnie. Welcome, welcome. So what I've been doing is I've basically been brainstorming for the last couple of weeks since Ether Drift kind of dropped. Is I've been basically looking around doing my research. How I normally approach the deck building process is I'll start with Mox Field. So I'll start with like just a bare bones exoskeleton, and then because I don't have my collections sorted to the best possible way or organized in some sensible manner, I will go then and double check everything off of this digital list before I look at it physically. And then anything that I know I don't have, I'll just replace for either subpar or just, other options. Big Man Tyrone will see a comeback. We'll see a return. We're actually going to be workshopping a lot of things. That intro is again going to be redone as well. It may not have new Tyrone material per se. I do miss Tyrone, but the big man will return in some capacity. I can't say how or when, but yeah. Klepto, Brandon, hello. So going back to the deck building process, basically what I do is if I can remember that I have it in my collection, I will automatically add it. I know that Moxfield has this nice little thing where it says, you can look at it has enable collection. You can actually look in your collection and be like, oh, well, I want to add it to this deck. Excuse me, I've been drinking that Big Red. So without further ado, my Mimeoplasm, a revered one, X and Sultai, as it enters, exile up to X creature cards from your graveyard. It enters with 3+1/+1 counters on it for each creature exiled this way. And then for 2, Mimeoplasm becomes a copy of target creature card exiled with it, except it is 0/0 and has this ability. So that's really important, because that means that we can actually not have to be locked into a specific creature and lose that ability, or if it's like an ability that lasts until end of turn, or we have to flicker a Mimeoplasm and lose the cards that are exiled under it, or exiled with it. And I'm not too sure. I'll have to double check the ruling on it. I really hope that cards exiled with Mimeoplasm you're still able to recall them even after it goes back to the command zone. I'm pretty sure there's a ruling that states that, they're just gone forever once he leaves. So, but yes, that is Brandon, the producer, in the chat. Everybody say hello. But yeah, without further ado, so I used to love my Mimeoplasm. Whenever the 2011 Commander decks came out, I had two loves. That was Zedru, the Political Puppets deck, and that was, I can't remember the name of the Mimeoplasm deck, but that was a whole lot of fun. It was Graveyard Shenanigans. My favorite thing to do with the Mimeoplasm was put star creatures in the graveyard, who always had references to their power and toughness being like, like Terravor, right? So let's say Terravor, let's look at Terravor real quick. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands in all graveyards. So cool little interaction with the original Mimeoplasm. Whenever you would exile 2 cards, you would exile one for the face that had all the abilities in the name, and then you would exile the other one and you would give it +1/+1 counters for its power and toughness. Fun little fact, whenever you're exiling one of these stars, it does count. It does reference whatever the ability was reflecting in the graveyard at the time, unless there was something like the Jailer that took away abilities in graveyards. So from cards in graveyards. So Terravore, if you exiled it with Mimeoplasm, and let's say you had 15 total lands in all graveyards, you would then get a Mimeoplasm that entered with 15 +1/+1 counters. So it's a pretty cool little interaction. So I kind of want to go I kind of want to go a different route with this current Mimeoplasm because it does enter as just itself as a 0/0 with 3 +1/+1 counters times X, which means that you're gonna have to automatically start with a lot of ramp. So we're gonna be doing the traditional ramp package. We're gonna be doing and I honestly I love the land ramp package for myself. I don't speak for the other Lexonauts. I actually prefer the excuse me. I actually prefer the land ramp package, as in, like, you know, your Farseeks, your Rampant Growths, your Kodama's Reach, your Cultivates. I prefer having the lands out over, like, Artifact Mana or Mana Dorks. That being said, we're in Sultai, which means that we can do fun shenanigans. Like, we can do... Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. It's literally, he's the druid that was banned in Modern. He's the 1-drop. Jesus Christ, he's this shaman. What the hell is his name? Oh no, no Moser. God, what am I thinking of? It's not Corpse Shaman. What the This is gonna plague me because, like, he's the Kogari 1-drop that has green, exile a creature, gain 2 life, black, exile a non-creature, each opponent loses 2 life, and then tap, exile a land, add a mana of any color. What is his name? Anyway, if anybody has an idea of it, otherwise I'm just gonna continue. With that being said, we are gonna go a little hard in the paint, and we're gonna get out our trusty Hermit Druid, because I do actually have that in my collection. I got this bad boy right here. Where you at? Deathrite Shaman. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate that. This is why you always have good people around. So Deathrite. Because what's better than an elf? An elf that can do everything. That's right. I really do need to get one of these mystery booster versions one of these days. I have 2 different versions. I have the Return to Eternal Masters version, and I have the Return to Ravnica version, which I love. I enjoy that a lot. Okay, so we've got... No, Hermit Druid isn't ramp, but he's a quick way to get stuff into my graveyard. So one of the things that I don't like about the new... Like, we can do stuff that reduces casting costs or X, you know, where it's just like, you get to add, you know, X is reduced. We can do stuff like that. I'm gonna let you know up front, there's gonna be very little +1/+1 counter synergy, because, you know, with this on its face, you're like, okay, this is Sultai / green counter synergy, and you want it to do something like that. I've seen a couple of lists like that, and honestly, I don't know that I want to go that route. In fact, shout out to Cole, which, Cole, if you're listening, hey boo. Otherwise, shout out to Cole for his suggestion of you can exhaust with creatures and then change the Mimeoplasm to become a different copy of another creature, and then go back to the original creature that you exhausted. And because it counts as a new creature on its face, you get to reapply the exhaust. So that's a fun little feature. A lot of people have been, like, I don't want to say abusing, but manipulating the exhaust mechanic, which I love. And I love that Magic is putting, like, these busted mechanics out here, and then they're like, yeah, you can use it only once per game. Wink, wink, you know, that kind of thing. So I did put Hermit Druid here with the with the goal that I would be able to, um, mill a little bit faster. Now, I will say up front, from a deck building principle, after doing this for so long and having Hermit Druid in my Sultai self mill decks, it's a trap. I do it like as a guilty pleasure, right? Like this, putting Hermit Druid in the new Mimeoplasm deck is akin to me watching Legally Blonde religiously on the anniversary of Elle Stone's graduation, or I don't even remember I don't even remember her last name. Is it, baby? What's Elle's last name? Oh, my wife just left me. She's gone. Anyway, so with that being said, we're gonna do Deathrite Shaman. We are going to do Deep Shadow. I'm gonna do Elves of Deep Shadow because we need more mana fixing. Mana. I think we might as well do birds as well. So a combination of Mana Dorks and Land Ramp is a good way that I like to do my ramp packages, because you can still wipe the board of Mana Dorks, but at that point, the opponent is really expending more resources to wipe the board or doing spot removal for your Mana Dorks than you are by just playing them out. And additionally, you can go pretty hard with the Mimeoplasm. We'll get to because we're just doing the ramp package for now. I'm going to start with the ramp package, quote unquote. And then we'll move on to the other parts of the deck. Oh yeah, this is perfect. That's perfect, because that is the version that I have. Yeah, we're gonna Farseek, and we're gonna use the 40k printing. Where are you? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Oh, Fallout version might be better. We'll just do the Fallout version. I don't mind the Fallout. Look at that nice little mutie. Okay. So since and also Hermit Druid kind of puts you in a weird spot, because it means that you can't have greater than a 1/10 of the deck total in your mana base as basics. So like, you can't, if for this instance, I'm gonna say, or not a greater than 10th, I think it's a greater than 5th. So in this instance, you can't have like more than 6 or 7 basics. You can't have more than 6 or 7 basics, because then that means your Hermit Druid is hitting on like a 23% chance every time that you'll just automatically flip a basic, and then you're just basically mill one womp, or not even mill one, just it's green tap, add a card to your hand basically. So you want this Hermit Druid to hit, and you want it to hit for at least like 3 to 12 cards at a time. You don't want it hitting too much, but you do want the variance to kind of like, that's the other thing too, is that like, now I'm beholden in this deck specifically. Now I'm beholden to running more non-basics overall than basics, and I'm also beholden to like losing a lot of my deck to just one triggered ability. So there's or activated ability. There's pros and cons to it, right? And if you're falling asleep to my mumbling, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help you improve your sleep habits. You're listening to, this hour of easy listening brought to you by Joe. All right. What's next? Right, the ramp package. Durr. Okay, so we got Farseek. We are going to do, I think I have Rangers. Is it Ranger's Path or Crozen? Let's see what Crozen does. Also, Crozen Cloud Scraper, I think, is the one. There's one of them that's a star that I really love, because can't remember where it's at, but it's fun. Crozen Sky Beast, I think, or yeah. Oh, Sky Scratch Claim, that's the one. Sky Shroud Claim. Can you believe this card has had 2 other freaking printings. Like, please, Wizards, can we just hashtag reprint here? Like, we need a reprint. This card is so good. Search your library for up to 2 forest cards and put them into play. So, bam, there you go. You got a Triome and you've got a dual right there. Like, easy money, right? But instead, they're like, nah. We'll go ahead and do Ranger's Path just because. I don't normally like Ranger's Path because it is like Sky Shard Claim, but they ETB tapped, which honestly, if I'm gonna do Sky Shard Claim, I am looking for like a Triumph which does enter tapped, or I'm looking for like one of the Amonkhet duels, you know. So like, it is what it is. It's another good one. Hello, Sasuke. What are you doing here? Hello, cat. Hello, gatito. My cat likes to sometimes come around. He's very much he's very much like pissed off all the time, but at the same time he's like, yeah, I guess I'll come say hi to you. He's like an emo teenager. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll come to you. You have my food. I'm struggling for rant packages here because I haven't done this in so long. I do like the one with the deserts. It costs 5 though. I don't know if I want to do all of that. So let's go ahead and get the easy one out of the way here. Yes, I run Married Landscape, which it's so funny because a lot of people are like, card's bad. And I'm like, yeah, you're literally taking 2 turns off to go up 1 land, by the way. Like 1 land in your total. But oh yeah, you know what? I just like if I'm gonna run Hermit Druid, which I'm thinking about taking out, to be honest. So there's just better. You know what? There's better slots. I don't wanna be beholden to that kind of crutch of deck building, because I'm not running like a high power list. This isn't going to be a 4 or a 5 in the commander bracket. Right now, it's barely at a 1. Cultivate. Which cultivator are we doing? We're doing Bloomburrow? No. Doing Fallout? That Landussie. What that Landussie do? I love that cultivate. With the Landussie. Let's see. They're going all in on that Mana Gorge. Yeah, I guess we'll just... We'll use the Doctor Who. Okay. Kodama's Reach. Kodama's Reach around. Oh my god, why do I do this every fucking time? Kodama's Reach. Once we get the boring stuff out of the way, we'll start getting into the fun stuff. Do I have the Commander Remasters version? No. No, I don't. If you have suggestions or if you have any ideas, as well as if you're willing to share your ideas for some of the new Aether Drift stuff, Commander stuff, please, by all means. I'm already 26 minutes into the stream, and it's just me. So let me know your thoughts on current Ether Drift Commander stuff. Final Fantasy spoilers. I've seen them. I don't really want to talk about them yet because I don't really appreciate the price point, but it is to be expected. I mean, if we're just gonna feed the machine's just gonna keep on doing its thing. But I don't really want to talk about them right now because I want to focus on Aether Drift. I want to keep my head, get your head in the game. Gotta get your head in the game. We are doing Bloom Tender though, and there's a reason why we are doing Bloom Tender. And then we're gonna do big. What is it? What was he like? Big Horner. Ancient Bronze Dragon. I don't even know if I have that in my collection. This guy, we'll get around to talking more about him, but just like based off of having Mimeoplasm become a copy of him, let's say your X is equal to 3, so you cast a 6-cost Mimeoplasm and you have him exiled, you're already plussing so much because it'll be a 9/9. So you'll be adding 9 green mana. And not only that, there's a sacrifice outlet to him, so. If y'all will excuse me, I gotta go take care of a bug in the kids' room while they try to sleep. And we're back. Sorry about that. Yo, okay. So, Ancient Bronze Dragon. Let's see what we've got here. We're still working on the ramp, but we'll entertain this. Ancient Bronze. What is this? What is this nonsense? Oh, yeah. Old Gnawbone. Now, well, I wish it didn't cost so much. I think it still costs entirely too much. Yeah, $50. I definitely don't have that card. I wish I did. Otherwise, it would just like an instant auto include. The thing is what's the best way to put it? These are good suggestions, Brandon. But like I said, I'm not trying to go for like a bracket 4. Because if I did, well, I don't know. I do have some secret tech in here. We'll get to that later. But for right now, I'm going to focus on the ramp package. Should be like a Steve Sakura. Hey, Steve. That's a beautiful printing. Do have that printing. It's another good. Oh. Shit. Why do I keep on forgetting what it is? That's not the right bloom tender. Jesus Christ. I thought I had the right one. Listen. Six. We need Farseek, Rampant Growth. What's the other one? Ah, Growth Spiral. Growth. Spiral. I don't have. Sadly, I missed out on the Lord of the Rings stuff. I honestly wish I could have picked up some more. I do enjoy the art that comes out of the Lord of the Rings stuff. I really do. I love it. I love it a lot. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the Kadama's Reach that I do have is the masterpiece. Where is that? Da flip. It's a is that the Kodama's Reach or is it the Cultivate? Oh, it's the Cultivate. Okay. The Cultivate that I do have, I can honestly say that I was able to get a foil version of it. This one. This one. I think it's foil. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's that version. I like that version a lot. I like it a lot. We're gonna do. What's the mono green version of Growth Spiral? Explore. We're gonna do Explore. Now, is this considered traditional ramp? No. It's like it's like card draw, basically a ramp secondary. It is allowing you to play an additional land, but if you don't have that additional land, you might draw it, you might not. You're just like, oh, okay. You paid 2 to draw a land. It's gonna suck if you're not on curve, but we're gonna have enough lands to mitigate that. I just don't like. I don't like not being able to play basics because there's always that chance that you're gonna get got by like a Blood Moon, or you're gonna get got by a Process of Progress. Any of the things that will screw you over for not having basics, which happens sometimes. Not in the lexicon pods, but it has been known to happen a time or two. Oh, another one of my favorites, Grizzly Salvage. This card, since it was printed, has been one of my favorite Golgari, you know, kind of not ramp, but Golgari mill tools. I love it to death. I look it a lot. We'll get into what he does here in just a second, or what it does here in a second. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12. Need 2 more. We can go for artifact ramp. Why not? Let's just go ahead and start throwing that artifact ramp in there. Arcane Signet. Oh my god, don't do that. Do not do that. Okay. Does it have the cool? This one doesn't have the cool printing. Let me see here real quick. Sorry, I'm looking at what I currently have as far as like Aether Drift stuff goes, because there is a couple of cards that I pulled in some packs that I really enjoy. But yeah, let's get this stuff out of the way. There's Soul Ring, Arcane Signet. What's the other one? Could do Command Sphere, but oh, Explosive Vegetation. How did I not see that? We'll do Explosive Vegetation. That's a good way to round up our stuff. I don't. Thank you so much, Jen, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Y'all, do tune in to the Filthy MTG Casuals. They're part of an awesome group. Their Discord is the Lobby Pristine. They're also they do community Saturdays. They do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday streams. They'll do openings. Like they're awesome. They're awesome couple of human beings, as well as a great interactive community. So please stop on by. That is the Filthy MTG Casuals. You can catch them over here on Twitch under that address. Thank you, Jen. Say hi to Donnie for me. Love ya. Okay. As far as artifact ramp goes, let me get this one out of the way real quick. And we have actually had him on here on the stream a couple of times on Lexicon, MTG Lexicon streams, which has been fun. What is frick? I mainly go with Ash Ketchum. Thank you so much for joining in. Keep it up. Thanks, Ash. You know, your journey may have ended, but we're still rooting for you. Champion of the world. That was an awesome battle you had against Leon, I think it was. Or was it Cynthia? I can't remember who you fought in the finals. It was still pretty dope. I need another piece of artifact ramp. And I think since we're in 3-color, I personally don't like Chromatic Lantern, but I think it is one of the better 3-color mana rocks. There is Commander Sphere, which is fine, and I think I'm actually going to go with that one. Just for now. Trying to think of what the other good, like, I think we're good as far as our ramp package goes. We've got a healthy mix of artifact ramp, land ramp, or spell ramp, and creature mana dorks, which we're going to bulk up a little bit more on the mana dorks just because. Contender, ba, ba, ba. We're at 19. I'm trying to think if I want to do like an additional spell here. We could do return or grapple with the past, which is always a fun one. I love grapple with past. I think it's one of the better, like, Golgari kind of mills. Do do? I want to do one more. If I put Life from the Loam in here. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Life from the Loam. Why not? Why not? You know. Yes, we're getting there, Brandon. We're getting there. Life from the Loam sounds like one of those knockoff Seals song titles. Ooh, the more I mill the future, the more stranger it seems, yeah. Now that your man is there, a life from the loam shines on through. La da 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 da. I have both of those versions. Drotha's good. Oh, we get to do. Oh, where you at, Grubbis? Rub? Like his actual. What is it called? He's from Bloomborough. Is it Glub or Grub? I think it's Glub. Glub Tumbawumba. What the flip? Yeah, that's right. Tune into the Lexicon stream where you can see a middle-aged gamer forget about half the cards in an over 25,000 or 30,000 card directory. For a game that he's played since he was in high school. 97. Actually, did I start in 97? Yeah. I started in 97, so junior high. Da 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 da. Okay, so we'll pause on that. I'll come back to some of those. I'm trying to remember. What is the name of that chord? Oh, that's another one. The Kami and the Golgari Grave Troll. That's all right. We're gonna put some classics in here because even though I don't want my deck, so like, it's so funny because how I feel about deck building a lot of the times is we're at a point in the game's life where there's more cards that exist for said archetype than you need to like expand on. So like auto includes basically, and it's kind of bad for the game to be at that state where it's like you have more auto includes than you have individual picks in the deck. One, because power creep is an actual thing, and everybody builds for consistency because that's something you need to do in a 100 card singleton deck. But two, because the game's kind of made this natural state of evolution to where it's like, if you have all their alternatives, you're just selling yourself or your deck theme short. So it's like, am I gonna put a Golgari Grave Troll in there every time that I need to put myself in like a green/X self-mill deck? Yes I am. Am I gonna put Life from the Loam? Yes I am. It's like, to me, those are auto includes, and that's not as indicative of, you know, the game's kind of deteriorating state as much as it is indicative of like what the standards are for building a commander deck, if that makes any sense. Of course, it could just be absolute hogwash, but I still kind of consigned to the fact. Oh, Nature's Lore. Nature's Lore was the other ramp. That's the one I needed, not Explorer. I like Explorer, but I like Nature's Lore more. Nature's Lore. I'm sorry. I also have EDH Rec up here, up to the side, just in case I forget the cards. Like I said, I've been researching this whole time, but like I'm old and I'm just gonna forget stuff. So we're not gonna do explore. We will do growth spiral though, because that card's just the baller card. We'll do nature's lore because it fetches up duels, or it fetches up any non-basic basically. Hey yo. That's probably where Brandon's looking to. He's probably like shouting names out from looking through his looking through like EDH Rec or another place. Let's The Master Transcendent. Totally forgot about EDH Rec. I mean, there's other sites too, but for now, we're just in the preliminary deck building phase. I'm gonna slap a list of like maybe 110, 120 cards together, and then kind of make my substitutions for them. You will see this deck played on not this Saturday, but maybe another Saturday, because I have to also like go and dig for the cards themselves. And my cards aren't organized in a very nice fashion where it's like, oh, all of my green spells are alphabetically sorted to permanent type to non-permanent, beginning with, you know, beginning with card sets in ascending order. No. My organization is quite literally just like two shoeboxes, two like 5,000 card shoeboxes, and two of the card hotels that are like the 12 deep, or the 12 the 4x3 card hotels with like 400 card sleeves. That's my organization. So like if I take decks together, or take decks apart, or I put them together, you'll see that I like look for things in clumps. So like I recently had to take apart one of my Sultai decks from a while back. There's still cards that are in this list right now that I'm remembering because I just left them in clumps. That's what it was. I think it was like the Sultai morph, or not, the Sultai mutate creature, which I love. It was that deck. Oh no. It was my Tatsunari deck. That's what it was. It was my I loved Tatsunari from Neon Dynasty Kamigawa. I fucking loved that deck. That deck was so much fun because you could the way I did. Yeah, I'm gonna go on a tangent. So I'm gonna show you my other Sultai deck. My other Sultai deck is this pile, which I used Mutate to kind of get around the legendary frog, Kami, or Kami. I used the Mutate to get around that. So I would make the Kami, make the Kami token, mutate it, and then I would cast another enchantment, get another Kami, mutate that copy, and it was really fun. It was so much fun. I miss that deck a lot. If I could keep it together. Hey, Laphonos, it's going. I'm showing everybody my old Sultai scars, just so I can rehash them in my Mimeoplasm. And honestly, my Mimeoplasm mutate might not be a bad way to go. But yeah, this is the deck. Oh, I need to put Destiny Spinner in too. This is the deck that I previously had. Arboreal Grazer, yeah. I'm kind of cheating here and looking at my other stuff. By the way, if you don't know already, Trickbind is in Joe's signature spellbook. If it runs blue, it has a Trickbind in it. I have purposely gone out of my way to purchase multiple copies of Trickbind and or taken it out of other decks just to make sure that it's there. But yeah, this was a fun deck. I enjoyed this deck a lot. And you'll be seeing cards. You'll be seeing cards like that. I know I haven't been building on Moxfield a lot. I'm sorry. Let's go back to this list. Laphonos, we are building my Mimeoplasm Revered one. I'm just starting with the core package, starting with ramp, and then we're going to card draw. and then we'll go to removal, and then we'll go into the big, you know, spicy, splashy stuff. So right now, because of the X cost in Mimeoplasm, we need to be able to reliably cast it with like X equaling 3 or more, and not including commander tags, which in and of itself is a nightmare. So when you cast, you need to be able to comfortably say that you can have Mimeoplasm be cast twice in a game. You need to be able to have the ramp package to support that kind of pay, or that kind of pay increase. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm attempting to do it, and I'm failing beautifully at it, but so I've got Arboreal Grazer. The Grazer. And yes, Lafonos, this is a surprise stream. I was telling everybody in the channel, I was telling the other hosts, I was like, you know what? Rather than talk about it, I'm just gonna do it. So here we are. I kind of grabbed the reins. Brandon said, no, don't. And then I was like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. You're not my dad. Oh, birds. We need birds. Bird. But we can't go too hard on the creature suite as far as like ramp packages go, because I want to be able to make sure that the stuff that we are milling isn't like, you know, we're doing two to give us one. No, you're not my dad. No, I will not go to bed. I don't. Do I have the 4th? No, I don't have the 4th edition. Wait, do I? I think I have the 4th edition. I have 2 different versions. I have the 4th edition, and then, or no, I have the 5th edition. That's what I have. The 5th edition, and then I have the 10th edition. Or Conspiracy. I can't remember which one I have. I'm fortunate to even have 1 copy. I have this one, and I have. Where are you? 5th edition. There you go. Oop. Go to bed. Go to bed. Okay, I think that's good for the ramp package, honestly. We're sitting at 24 cards. So that's pretty good for like the basic ramp package. Let's go ahead and start filling in our card draw. And card draw is going to come in 2 forms. If you want to be able to reliably self-mill, part of the thing is I like to make sure that everything is thematic and supports the archetype. So self-mill card draws, a lot of time it's going to come in the form of like Frantic Search, which I do have more than 1 copy of, thankfully. What else do we have? We have Frantic Search, we have... I'm trying to think of the other... Rebel. No, hey, Haley. I will rebel. You can't tell me how to live my life. Whatever, I do what I want. So this card draw spell number 1. We need 8 more? 8 or 9 more. So what's some other card draw? We do kind of have like a dual purpose in Growth Spiral. Wherever the fuck that is. That's kind of the dual purpose there. What's another good? There's Forbidden Alchemy. I don't really like that too much though. Let me see what it is. Forbidden. I can spell. Let's see what you do. Forbidden Alchemy. For 3, put one of them in your hand, and the rest. Oh yeah. I actually do like that spell. I like it a lot. I'm gonna switch printing because I have the OG. Ooh, there's a Lord of the Rings variant. Hello. I don't know that I have the... I do have the Forgotten Realms one. This card has had a lot of freaking things. I like Forbidden Alchemy. I don't like that it costs 3. Oh, there's the Jumpstart one where you can discard... What's that called? Oh, but it costs like 4. I need card draw that's... Oh, yeah. Duh. Again, going back to my talk about the principle of, like, auto-includes, it just gets to the point to where you're looking for, like... a lot of times you feel like you're going outside of your comfort zone if you're doing anything other than what you already have. So, like, easy blue card draw, brainstorm, preordain. What's the other one? It's the one where you look at the top 3. Ponder, right? That's top 3, in my opinion. That's top 3, blue card draw. It's easy, it's efficient, and you're never gonna have to worry about, like, it just pays for itself, right? What's other card draw that you can go with? What's a good Simic card draw spell? Aside from Ghost Spile, there are a couple of them that are just, like, really good. There's Limdul's Vault, which I'm a huge fan of Limdul's Vault, especially if you're in a deck that can kind of, like, really benefit from... So, like, you stack your deck, right, with your Limdul's Vault, and then you're like... You don't stack your deck, you just stack the top 5, right? So you stack with top 5, and then you turn around and you go, okay, what the hell? There you go. And that allows you to, like, go with Grapple with Pass, right? It sets you up for later turn self-mill, right? Or your Golgari Grave Troll. And you're like, oh, okay, well, Stinkweed Imp, Stinky Diver, Stinkweed Imp, bop, 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 bop. It's always a good one. And then I don't like Golgari Cutthroat because the Dredge 4 is nice, but I'm not always going to play him. I am going to play Stinkweed Imp and Golgari Grave Troll a lot of time. Oh, we are going to go with the OG, the Mimeoplasm. Bop, bop, bop. And I actually have a special version of him. So shout out to Ryan over at the game room. We had, I'm also part of the game room, but this isn't like a self kind of congratulatory thing. This is actually shout outs to just good people. He bought the secret lair and he surprised us by having one night. He just said, all right, we're going to do our normal commander night and we're going to do it on stream, but whoever wins, he said this announcement as we were shuffling up to play, because whoever wins gets their choice of one of 3 secret lairs. That's how much of a G this guy is. He went out of his way to buy this secret lair product, and then for each guy in the channel, he was just like, if you win, you get this. Which is totally cool. So I wound up getting the Ooze secret lair drop, which has some of the freaking most awesome art. And actually, what is... Let's see. It's not Bind. It's the other Bind. It's literally from the same secret lair. But I love that art, and I love that I have the chance to kind of, like, express myself through that art, because the Mimeoplasm near and dear to my heart, so he's going in the deck as well. He's kind of like the backup commander, right? He's not the secret commander, but he's kind of like the backup commander.
Yup.
I think I'm getting ahead of myself by doing this. We're just gonna go ahead and grab some, like, archetype kind of helping things. Tomb, reanimate. Okay, so blue or card draw spells, right? What's some other good card draw? I'm blanking on this because it's like I haven't really had the time to just like dedicate myself to deck building in a while. So this is all coming back to me very slowly but surely. Simic card draw and Golgari card draw and just green card draw. Rishkar's expertise. I think for 6 in I mean it doesn't fit this deck. I like it. I like where your head's at. You got heart, kid. I like Rishkar's expertise a lot, but it's a lot of it's sorcery speed at 6. And with this deck, what I would like to do with this deck is kind of the reason why I have a lot of instants and sorceries that are cheap and low end kind of impactful spells is because I want to be able to do it on somebody else's turn, like set up the big turn, like the big Mimeoplasm turn, set up for that on somebody else's turn. That way I'm not dedicating... Oh yeah, there's Greater Good. There's also Momentous Fall, which I will have in here as well. Momentous Fall. And Greater Good. Greater Good is just a really dope sack outlet. I have both of these. I have this version and that version. I really enjoy that art though. This art's pretty decent too. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Greater Good, Momentous Fall. There's Life's Legacy, which I believe I have. Life's... We'll put it in here just in case. Like I said, we're just gonna do like a pile first. Life's Legacy is really cool. I don't know if I have Worldly Tutor. I think I do. Let me actually check my collection to see if I have Worldly Tutor. That's another thing that's nice about Moxfield, and a reason why I try to kind of make sure that everything's in there and click like add to my collection is because I can go back later and be like, oh yeah, I have this deck, or I have this card. It doesn't look like I have Worldly Tutor though. At least not in here. Oh, Windfall. Yeah. I have both versions. I have multiple versions of that though. Wonderwall. Wonder Boy. What is the secret of your power? Wonder Boy. Oh, I do have the Great Anj, but I think it's in another deck. Kind of unfortunate. Okay, so I don't have Worldly Tutor, which is kind of sad. I do have Vampiric Tutor. Did I... Why do I have 3? I don't have 3 copies of that. That's ridiculous. That's another part. I'm not as disciplined on whenever I'm adding shit to my collection. I'm just, yeah, I've got this multiple times. Moxfield's like, all right, cool, bro. You've got all these multiple copies. I ain't gonna judge. Okay, I guess it's not in there, but it is what it is. I know I have Worldly Tutor, but I do have Court of Calling. Do I put it in the deck though? Oh no! I It's a really good finisher. It's X and 2 green. Finale of Devastation. Yeah, I have most of the finales except for I think the black one I don't have. Finale of Devastation is just a really good game ender. So I think that this is actually a game changer in my opinion. Mostly because it Garruk's Uprising is pretty good too. Actually. Garruk's Uprising is the enchantment, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think I have the Enchanting Tales version. I'm not too sure. I have both versions of that. Garruk's Uprising is good for card draw as well. That's actually really good for card draw. Okay. So we need 2. So we've got tutors, which is crazy. I still haven't found really good card draw spells that I'm familiar with. I'm trying to think here. I'm scratching my head. I'm primarily looking for 3 or 4 more card draw spells because right now we have 5. Not including like I don't really count some of these stuff because it's like they're not actual like spells that I can instant speed, although they are effects that I can instant speed. But like, I'm lying to myself. They're kind of more or less. So 1, 2. I don't know if I want to put Vimbeard Tutor in here. Rishkar's expertise is really good. Actually, it's starting to appeal to me more. I am putting Trick Binding here. That's signature spell. Trick Bind. Now, Kiora, that is a good call. Kiora, I think I should have more than one. Because I got a... So that... It is card draw and untap. You are not wrong. Kiora is pretty stinking good. Okay, so we've got 1 more card draw spell. And honestly, is it Think Twice or is it... What is it? Might as well do Explore because that's just straight up card draw. Well, we'll go back to it. I came running back to it. Nah, yeah. We're good. So that's 43 cards already. So we're actually running out of spots for like removal, which is kind of wild. When you think about it. So for removal, we've got the OG. We're gonna do 2 board wipes. Do Damnation. I don't have the black finale. I do have... Crucible. What? It's not Crucible. It's the dragon, destroy non-dragons or destroy all dragons. Oh my god! from Fate Reforged. What is that damn black spell called? Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I'm gonna go back to Tatsunari because I know I still have that deck kind of like more or less put together. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, there is Living Death. Oh, Crush of Tentacles is actually really good too. But that's like a... I don't know if I would call that like a good thing. So this, I'm not going to get anything from this. Probably going to be better off doing Toxrill. Y'all get to see, y'all get to take a look at like some of my older stupid builds. I already have Growth Spiral on here. We're good on that. Kindred Dominance would be good. Decree of Pain. Curse of the Swine. Decree of Pain is actually good. I think I might do Decree of Pain. Yeah, this deck is sold. I had Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt in here. Because it's Toxrill. You want to get them out fast. No, it's not. It's better in like a spellcaster deck. You are correct about that. I need the Dimir Signet too. Curse of the Swine. That's targeted removal. Do I have Demonic? I do have Demonic Tutor in another deck. I like Kindred Dominance, but no, that's not. Okay, where's my Fnac? I'm just looking at my old like Dimir stuff. Crux of Fate. This was fucking called. Okay, thank you. Opponent Mills. Funeral, Mnemonic Trail. Yeah, this deck was spicy. I miss this deck. This is my 4. Or not this one. But this is an old deck that I used to love. This is updated, of course, but one of my favorite combos was Eater of the Dead plus Phoenix. Sit there and mill them out. Mill them out, mill them out. That is really good. I need a Consuming Aberration in here too. Carrion Ants? I wish I had them. I wish I had them. Alright, going back to Oozin for a Prism. It's Crux of Fate. So we're only going to do 2 board wipes. Oh, Toxic Deluge. I lied. I lied. I think I have Toxic Deluge in a deck already, but I only have 2 copies of that card. But it's so good. Okay. Well, we're doing 3 board wipes. I think I have 2 versions. I have the original, and then I have the other version. Is it Commander Masters? No. Those are the Double Masters. I think I have the Doubles Masters version. Or the Eternal Masters. It's one of the Masters. One of them. Okay. So we need spot or targeted removal. So let's start with the classics. Frozen Grip. Let's go with Assassin's Trophy. I wish I had culling ritual because that's like one of the best, most efficient ways to get rid of shit. Do I have a pre-release version? I don't think I do. Pestilence. Oh my god. I don't want to change your mind. I want to just. I don't want to change your mind. I want to take it out of your skull, reformat it, and make it to where you make better choices. How's that, Brandon? How's that for changing your mind? Feed the swarm. We need modal. So I've been getting on a real big modal kick lately, modal spells kick. So like stuff like Mystic Confluence, which is modal removal slash counter. Like I love modal spells that have you like choose one or more kind of deal. The spree spells, I didn't actually get any in Outlaws, which I'm kind of upset about, if I'm being honest. So that makes me wonder, I don't think we need this guy then. Sorry, Bloom Tender. Because I kill him. Second Tribe, don't need either. We'll keep our creature suite to like the main crux of the combo here. Oh, hey. Shh. Spoilers. Right now we're working on removal. But I'm also putting stuff in here just in case I forget. But yeah, spoilers, sweetie. What's another? Like Ravenous Chupacabra is pretty decent, and I do enjoy it. But oh, Pongify. No, not Rapid Hybridization. And then no, I'm not gonna put Cyclonic Rift. Honestly, I only have like one copy of it. I used to have two, but I hate that card. And I hate that there's such a reliance on it that like everybody's just like, yeah, I put it in it. I put that shit in everything. And I'm like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do all that. What's a really good? I'm blanking on modal spells here. What is a really good modal spell? And damn it. Trying to think of some decent like removal spell, Sultai removal. Anyway. Giant Adifage. No, thank you. Fun fact about Giant Adifage as Mimeoplasm, the base power and toughness gets set to 0/0. So if you're going to create a token copy of Giant Adifage, it enters the battlefield as a 0/0. Just so you know. So unless you have a way to like buff or anything like that, state-based actions are gonna automatically knock out your Giant Adifage. naturalize. What's a better naturalize though? There's been a reprinting, or there's been a new printing of like a better naturalize. Is it? It came out in Throne of Eldraine. Why am I blanking on this random card? Back to the collection I go. It came out on Throne of Eldraine, and it was a green spell. I wish it did color, because that would be dope as fuck. It was a green spell, and it was basically a better naturalize. There's my Cyclonic Rift. Oh, Deep Analysis. That's a really good one. I could do Disallow. That's a decent, that's a decent modal spell. Return to Nature. Thank you. I knew there's a reason why I liked you around, Brandon. 1, you pay my checks, and 2, you remind me of shit that I need to be on about. Sure. It's just basically a power creep naturalize. Yee. Yee. So how much removal is that? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Need 2 more. Golgari Charm. Good one. I happen to like it. It's not spot removal per se, but it does stop like token decks. Cause like let's say somebody goes ham on like a Scoot Swarm or something, you're just like, cool, Golgari Charm. Trying to think of what else. What does Sultai Charm do? I don't want to like go too far into the pips, but oh, Broken Bond. That's another good one. I like Broken Bond because it's forces sacrifice. Sultai Charm. Ah. That one's actually, okay, I like that a lot. So Return to Nature is good, but I think you're right in that, well, so Broken Bond, here's my thoughts on Broken Bond. I believe it is a sorcery. So let's take a look at this card. Yeah, it's a sorcery. It's a sorcery that ramps, so like, we could use it in the place of something like Golgari Charm, which is what I'm going to do here. Although I do like giving all creatures -1/-1 for those token decks, I still think that Broken Bond is a little bit better because it fits in the theme. Thank you. It is a better version of Naturalize because it lets you put but it's a slower version, right? So you if like there will be a game where I'm like, oh, I have this Broken Bond in hand, but I can't play it right now to interact with, you know, their opponent's game-winning combo or piece. So that's just me though. I try to think of like I try to put my thoughts into the mindset. I try to put my mindset into like efficiency over everything. So that's why I like modal spells, even though I don't remember any of them now. Don't at me. Um, for like a removal and interaction. I like having interaction too. So as you saw earlier, yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. If I'm building this for the lexicon, and that's actually kind of why I built it this way too, is because I'm not really building like power creep or anything like that. I'm not going for like the most efficient auto includes, even though I've been preaching efficiency. But like what I am doing is I'm trying to mitigate the amount of like misses that I have on turns that I need to interact or turns that I need to combo off for the win. And again, this isn't going to be like some busted 2-card combo. You have to like I'll just start putting some of the actual engine or like the actual payoff. So here's one of my favorites. I didn't see this in any of the lists, and I'll tell you why. Hydra Omnivore. When it deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. So, no, it's not combat damage, or it's not commander damage that's being dealt to the other opponents. But if you were to give your Mimiplasm, say, Infect, right? So, like, you go, what is the, it's the infecting, or it's the blight. It's the snake from Scars of Mirrodin that you give it infect by paying like a green. It's like an asp or a viper. It's a 1-drop that lets you, it has an activated ability of giving it infect, which is really good. So let's say you activate that, then you switch over to Hydra Omnivore, swing in, and you know, that's one way to win. It's a cheesy way, but we're still gonna do it because honestly, I think it's fun to infect out just like random gotchas. And yes, I've been infected out before and it fucking sucks, but I still maintain that it is a lot of vector asp, and it's actually for 1 black. I do have this. So let's go back. But yeah, Hydra Omnivore is so much fun because even if it's just like, so like again, let's say X is 3, right? So that means I've got a 9/9 coming into play, and I'm swinging for 9 commander damage on one player, and then I'm also dealing 9 damage to each other player. Like that stuff really starts to add up, and frankly, I love that. I fucking love that. Vector. And I will put a couple things in here that synergize with the 1/1 counters. But more importantly, I just want to be able to do the thing, right? So that's one of the things is Vector Asp plus Hydra Omnivore. The other one is Brandon said it earlier, Ukima. So Ukima plus I'm actually gonna put Kazur in here because one, it's a free tutor, like they tutor each other. But so Ukima is a lot of fun, and it can't be blocked. So that's unblockable commander damage, and whenever it leaves the battlefield, it deals X damage to target player, and you gain X life where X is its power. Again, going back to that one example of a 9-power Mimiplasm, right? I'm not gonna do Corpse Jack Menace on this one, Brandon. I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to do hardened scales because, you know, it is what it is. Oh no, did my thing freeze? Hello? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think I actually have the printing. I have that one. I'm gonna do hardened scales plus. I'm trying to remember what I was trying to do with this combo. We're not gonna do infinites. Gilder Baron. So in Lexicon, just for those of you that don't know, in our Saturday streams, we have a rule where you can't have two card combos that will, or you can't have card combos that will end the game earlier than turn 4 or turn 4 earlier. And if you do have an infinite combo, which is like any number of card combos put together that will kind of loop indefinitely, or have a non-intrinsic loop, is I think how you say it. I can't vocabulary right now, but we can only allow up to 5 instances of that per turn if you do establish an infinite combo, which I'm not a huge fan of in the first place. I used to love doing infinite combos, not anymore. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it easy on that. We're not gonna do Gilder Baron because it just inherently is, you know, really good. So we're not going to do that, but we do need a couple of more creatures to combo with Mimeoplasm. And so the old school Mimeoplasm combos that I did have were these guys, were the Terravor and whatnot. Terravor. So here's the funny thing about putting Terravor and exiling him with your Mimeoplasm is the 0/0 doesn't mean anything, but it matters to the original Mimeoplasm. So it's kind of like a weird little combo where I can do Terravor and Lurgoyf. That's what it is. The Goyfs. Here, let's just do it this way. Let's look at all the Goyfs. So Lurgoyf, Necrogoyf, and of course Tamagorf, but yeah. So you have a couple of those, plus like oh, I wish I had Carnage Tyrant. I don't think I have it. It's really good though. I do need something that's either indestructible or hexproof. Or has Shroud. Thank you for reminding me, Brandon. See, we're already at 60 cards in our deck in total, and I'm having trouble because like cuts are gonna be ruthless. I know I want to keep Ukima and Kazur in here, and these cards. I'm just looking real quick because in all graveyards. So Mortivore is what it's called. And I do have a Mortivore. Oh, that's dope. I did not know that Goif existed. Mortal. Okay. Walking Ballista. Hello? Can we not? Hello? Thank you. Honestly, I don't know if it's worth running my Maples. Oh, wait. Yeah, because the My Plasm can enter... Yeah. So that's only 17 creatures. We're at 63 cards. That leaves us with 37 lands. Alright, let's just see what we're going on. Okay. So we're going to start off with the usual trading pulp. I don't know why. Every time I just automatically hit enter. Blooming Marsh. Gari. Rot farm. I wish I had a copy of that card. Volkavoff is actually very good too. And honestly, whenever I get into actually like picking apart my decks and my cards in my, archive, I'll start to look more into, like doing that. But so like, here's the deal, right? Mimeoplasm, and I'll add like more cards because there's Ozolith. The Ozolith. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Oh, we need Rayhan. Rayhan. Yeah, this is just basically gonna become one big pile that I'll have to like pick apart eventually. We'll probably make some cuts. Like, I'm already seeing some stuff that I would like to cut. But still, it is fun. This is actually like, this is taking me back to some old, processes. All right. Thank you for the suggestions, Brandon. Like, I'm loving every bit of it. Oh, Sidisi. And actually, I think Sidisi might be better here. Or Rude. Whenever it enters the battlefield or a tap. Yeah. Definitely think. Sultai Ascendancy is 2. Sidisi is 3. Having a giant Sidisi might actually be good. So we'll just do it that way. There. What are the hideout lands? The ones from like there's Broker's Hideout. I like those better than the Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds. It's crazy because it's like I'll still put Terramorphic and Evolving in my deck. Just because it's like you're just -1 and you're also you're thinning your deck, you're also like adding towards like let's say Terravor's count, right? And the the hideout lands are really good too for that. I'm trying to remember. So there's Broker's Hideout, there's fuck you. What's the other like Capenna kind of version of Evolving Wilds? There's Broker's Hideout, which looks for 2 of my 3 lands. What's the other one? There's Sparras, or not Brokers. What is the guild that is the Esper guild? The Conniving guild. What's their hideout land? There's the Brokers Guild. There's the can't remember what it's called. I'll put like one more of those lands in there, and it has to be like Island of the Swamp. Mary Cape. Come at me all you want. I'm still gonna put it. Sunken Hollow. Hinterland Harbor. Oh, I recently picked up oh no, that was for Sunken Hollow there. Breeding Pool. Alright, the temples. Vine Glimmer Snarl, Yavimaya Coast. Yeah. Quinn! Welcome in, you beautiful Faye. Just finishing up, had a wild ride. Just finishing up Nami Plasm Revered one. I don't want to go too far into the next build. I was going to start looking into seeing what we could do about the other decks that I'm planning on building. We can save that for another time. Breaking news. I'm still a little iffy on a lot of this stuff because what I've seen hasn't been too impressive, but I am kind of putting together the final touches. It's going to be big pile of like 110 cards that I'm going to need to start making cuts for like slimmer, deck choices and stuff like that. But it has the same beats as what you would expect for Mami Plasm deck, with a couple of like nice little like touches, like Hydra Omnivore plus Vector Asp, which is just stupid good, or Vector Asp plus Walking Ballista. So like you can just, you know, go crazy. Right, Yavimaya Coast. Alright, right now I'm just like picking out the lands. Glimmer. We need more forest dual lands. What's the what's the triome? What is the triome? Zagoth. Yeah, buddy. And I'm actually gonna switch the printing because I have multiples of this, thankfully. Thank you. That's 13. Here's something that I've learned over the last few years. I say few, it's been 10 years. Just run you know, Demolition Field, run single targeted land destruction at a minimum, right? Your goal isn't to grief anybody out or create impossible game states for somebody just out of spite. Your goal is to hit that Gaia's Cradle. Your goal is to hit that Cabal Coffers without expending extra resources, right? So, you know, destroying Beast Within, right? So that's a big one. So Beast Within works, but if you've already got the Ghost Quarter out, just fucking use it. I know you hate everyone, Brandon. But yeah, like I run at least, and Demolition Field's fair because its controller searches their library for a basic lane to replace it, and Ghost Quarter's fair. So it's just like, hey, I see what you're doing with your Academy Ruins. Best I can do for you is a mountain, right? Or best I can do for you is an island or a basic. So I, for one, I really don't like where people run away with games based off of like their lands. And if I can, I'll just take out one at a time. And no, that doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and like run Crucible of Worlds. Oh, Muldrotha and Glurb. Is his name Glurb? Oh, what is... Now that I got you in here, Quinn, what's the frog, the Sultai frog from Bloomborough that tap to surveil to? I really like him a lot. Is it Glubus? Is it Glubus? I've been struggling on his name this whole stream. It's like... Glarb, thank you. Jesus Christ. I opened him and I haven't been able to put him in a deck yet. And I think he's perfect in the Mimi Plasm. Yes, please. There you go. That's perfect. I actually like him a lot. Galarb. But, as I was saying, yeah, always include a Ghost Quarter or a Demolition Field, or there's the one that I like to use that ramps everybody is it came from the latest visit to Innistrad. It was Jesus Christ, why am I blanking on it? Anyway, that one is actually better. Field of Ruin, yes. I love Field of Ruin because it's like, it's like everybody gets to benefit from somebody else losing a land. And that's just like kind of like my favorite flavor right there is because everybody gets to do it. It's like, yeah, I destroyed your land, but now everybody's plus. And it may be detrimental, but I still really enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. Yeah, so that's 3 of them. So I'm actually gonna go down a Ghost Quarter. I think I do have a Demolition Field in my collection, right? I should. If I don't, I'll just replace it with a Ghost Quarter. I have a couple of Ghost Quarters. But like in my land suite, I usually try to include like a couple of utility lands that either cycle or speaking of, what's the blue-black cycler? The bicycle land. Why am I blanking on this shit? Blue-black bicycle land. I can always go to advanced search. But I always like to include 1 or 2 land destruction utility lands. I call them utility lands. This is like, oh, Cephalid Coliseum. There's a utility land. Cephalid. I love Cephalid Coliseum. I'm a huge fan of that card. Whenever... Alright, kids. I'm going to take you back. Take you back to a time before Secret Lairs. They released this series called From the Vault. You could say it was the prototype to Secret Lairs. From the Vault was thank you, Lafonos. I am so glad to see you stop by. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday night. We won't have D&D until March 7th. Unfortunately, our schedules have not been combining. Look forward to that. March 7th is going to be the next time we do D&D. As always, thank you so much, Nilophonos. But yeah, From the Vault series was great because they were sent to stores first. Like you couldn't just grab them on eBay or Amazon. You had to purchase them from stores. So your stores had to get a certain amount. And I bought all of the From the Vaults except for 1. And I loved that series. That I would happily pay for instead of Secret Lair because it was kind of like the pseudo print on demand thing, but it went through the stores. So the stores were like, you know, it wasn't directly from WotC. The stores made a profit off of it. They could determine this. The MSRP was always set at $49.99, but they could determine what they wanted to charge. So for example, the From the Vault Realms, which was probably the best set. It had the most amazing lands. That's the set that had Murmuring Bosque, Ancient Tomb, Cephalid Coliseum, Shivan Gorge, and Dryad Arbor. That set was amazing, and some stores charged $200 for it because they knew what they had. But hey, you know what? Aside from the shitty predatory pricing tactics, that was the store's decision. And that was what was so cool about From the Vaults versus Cephalid, or versus Secret Lair Drop. Anyway, that's my rant. Rant's over. For that at least, for Secret Lair Drops. The bicycle land. That's right. Bicycle. Let's go to advanced search. And we're gonna do card type land. Oopa. I don't know why I did that. Alright, do this again. Actually, this would be a lot easier. Just do Almond Kit. That is a pretty good one. Fury of Wings is pretty good. Oh, must have. God damn it. I'm showing my hand here. How horrible I am. Probably tilting some folks. There it is. Fetid pools. Thank you. Jeez. I don't know why that was so difficult. Alright. We can do better. I will do better. Thank you all so much for enjoying or for joining for this wild ride. Okay, we're at 17, so we're gonna do swamps. Oh, sorry, not swamps. We're gonna do swamp. I do think I have water. Why did I do that? I mean, I do have that specific printed, but go back, please. We're gonna do 6. God damn it! Every time, every time. Let's do 6. Forest is gonna be 8. Island should be 6 or 7. Actually, forest needs to be a little bit more. It needs to be more. Oh, that's 16 forest. Yeah, cheers. Foresty. Let's go with just 7. Do 7. Okay, perfect. That's 39 as is, not including the dredge land. I think it's I'm trying to remember what the dredge land, the black one, or the actually, what is the yeah, you're passing out. Yeah, I'm about to end it. We're at 2 hours right now. I'm gonna give everybody a final glance at the list here. Again, this isn't like a finalized list. Dakmore Salvage, and then there's the land that has it's the green land that has modular. It's a decent list. I'm gonna do a little bit of tinkering. I know I have all these cards, and the fun part is going to be building ramp into a Mamiaplasm that can finish the game or make it a little bit more interesting. But thank you so much, Brandon, for helping me out, and also thank you so much for the suggestions. Everybody, if you want to see Brandon, you can catch him and the rest of the hosts, like our lovely Faye Empress Quinn, on Saturdays. Quinn and Cole also have a podcast that they do together called the Heroes Blade Vibe Check. You can check that out. They do bi-monthly releases. They do releases whenever the fuck they want, but more importantly, you gotta catch that top tier premium content. It the mouth noises they make are very pleasing to the ear canal. So I think we're gonna stop there because I haven't even gotten like all the way in on a lot of the like utility lands that are just good for the deck. There's also, I've been purposely going with what I know to have in my collection. There might be other cards that I don't remember having in my collection that'll pop in. This is the list. So basically what you have here is you have your ramp package that will help you get to, so you have, you know, you've got stuff like birds, Deathrite Shaman, Elves of Deep Shadow, in addition to Farseek, Kodama's Reach, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Ranger's Path, Sky Shroud Claim, and then you follow that up with like tutors that you'll need. So like Entomb, you have Entomb, you have Buried Alive, you have other mill spells that will help you, like Forbidden Alchemy, Grapple with the Past, Frantic Search helps you discard things that are in your hand, Grizzly Salvage helps you get rid of the top 5, Limb Duel's Vault helps you kind of filter your draws. Then you have your draw spells, which are, I just went with the auto includes. I wasn't really being too creative because I just needed to give, I didn't want to go in like a full, like, you know, full on like specialized list. You have Ponder, Preordain, Brainstorm, you have Growth Spiral, even Mystic Confluence, and then you have, so after that, you have the creatures that are going to either help you combo or are part of the combo. For example, Bighorn or Rancher, I've seen it in every single one of the Miami Plasm lists. You can use, for example, again, I've been just using the baseline of like X equals 3 for Miami Plasm. So you go Bighorn or Rancher is one of them, and you add a green mana that will help you float your abilities, or help you float your Mimeoplasm abilities. And then I went ahead, and because it's near and dear to my heart, I kept the original, the OG Mimeoplasm in here, so I could do stuff like the Star shenanigans with the Goyfs, where you have Mimeoplasm's power and toughness become equal to the Star, which is like, you know, the Goyf's kind of thing. And then I use Walking Ballista as the finisher, or Ukama as the kind of unblockable. So what you'll do is a quick example, right? Let's say I get to 6 mana, whether it's on curve or ahead of curve, you go Mimeoplasm, exiling Ukama, Hydra Omnivore. It's taking a minute. Sorry. Hydra Omnivore and Vector Asp, right? I'll put another Infector in there too. You use Vector Asp, or you use you know, Mimeoplasm's ability to have it become a copy of Vector Asp, or you can start off with Ukama. So you go charging into combat, can't be blocked. Once it connects, you give it Infect, and then Hydra Omnivore usually wins you the game. Especially if you have some of your token helpers out, like Hardened Scales or Rayhan, or you know, you use the Walking Ballista. Point is you can keep the deck fun without having to go like too crazy. It's kind of a limited niche commander because it wants to do a lot of things. You have your +1/+1 counter synergies. You have your self-mill synergies because that's what the color dictates. You can actually go further than I did, and you can mention, like Brandon mentioned, a lot of really good creatures. You can have Valgavoth, which I don't unfortunately have. If I did have Valgavoth, I probably would, the mono black, you know, big huge one. You can use any of the new Eldrazi Titans to swing in and do a lot of damage. Specifically, namely the ones that come from the new Modern Horizons. I mean, there's options instead of just like, oh well, it's a combo deck, right? You can choose to use anything. And this is actually what I will be building to use in future games. So look for this at the table. It's called Oozin' for Bruisin'. I have it set to private. Once I finalize the list, I will actually, try to keep it more concise. But yeah, basically, it's got a healthy mix of tutors. You've got Entomb as a tutor. You've got Buried Alive, like I said. And you have Finale of Devastation, Gerard's Orders. And then you have the self-mill package, Life from Loam, Golgari Grave Troll. You have Glarb. And then you have some of the other spells, a handful of other spells. You have Ozolith, which can help you extend your 1/1 counter synergies. Villainous Wealth is just in there for the lulz. It's kind of like a third commander, if you will. Because it's like, at the point that you can no longer cast Mimeoplasm, because one, your graveyard has been exiled because everybody hates you, or two, they've been able to remove it via the many options of like board wipes and or spot removal. Villainous Wealth just helps you by, hitting somebody that needs to win the game. So you're like, all right, cool. I'll just hit you for X equals 12 because your ramp package is going to allow you to do all of that. But anyway, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. I was just trying something out with the new set, Ether Drift. I can't let Quinn have all the fun. Faye usually has a deck put together before pre-release even hits. And so sometimes I gotta flex that deck building muscle. Mimeoplasm near and dear to my heart. Bleh. I can't talk. It is 1 o'clock in the morning for me. But thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. And shout outs to everybody that stopped by. Love you so much. I will see y'all later. Again, no D&D this Friday, but we will have our Saturday stream, so look forward to that. Hopefully, we can see a lot of good guests and some new commanders join the fray. Mimeoplasm is not the only new horse I will have in the stable. I'm also bringing back a classic of mine, which is this deck. Run the Jewels. I am going to be bringing it back because, it's probably going to be a bracket 4 too. But look forward to this. This is a fan favorite of mine. I loved playing it every single time. If for any reason other than the politics that this card creates, making multiple copies of Coveted Jewel and then just saying, here you go, opponents, have fun fighting over this. Now I have a few more pieces that can punish them gaining control of the Coveted Jewel. So I'm really looking forward to rebuilding this and having it more tuned. I think is what I'm gonna, like I said, bracket 4 is what I'm going for. Look for that in the near future. Thank you all so much once again. This has been Joe, the Joho Vega, with MTG Lexicon, your home for filthy drunken casual commander content. And y'all have a wonderful and safe evening, and take care. Bye-bye.